Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. Let's talk 8 hidden gems for the Nintendo NES 8-bit console, one of my favorite consoles of all time. And we're going to do this by way of the NES Omnibus Volume 1 A through L. Going to show you these games in the book and comment on them. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. My new book is available at brettweisswords.com and on Amazon. But I'm going to show you some games in here, including Clash at Demon Head. I'm just going to go in alphabetical order, and these are titles released in the US from A through L. That's what the book covers. Volume 2 will be out later this year. Clash at Demon Head. Maybe you've never heard of it. Maybe you've never seen this cover. Kind of a busy cover, but a great game. Nice graphics. And believe it or not, it is on quality, on par with games like Contra, Metroid, and Super Mario Bros. 3, or at least close to it, in my opinion. There are RPG elements. Your protagonist, the character you control, is very versatile. He can don a jetpack and a super suit, can swim in lava, climb walls, climb ice walls. Wow. Running, jumping, climbing, shooting, shoot monsters. It's fun and challenging. It's just a great game, and you just don't hear about Clash at Demon Head. Kind of an interesting name. You don't hear about that game enough. 8-Bit Eric talks about playing the game back in the day in my book. So the way the book is laid out, I write the synopsis, and I include memories at times, but also include quotes from other sources, like old magazines. So there's Clash at Demon Head. Next up, we've got Donkey Kong 3. Very underrated port of a great arcade game. Now, a lot of people don't like this game because when it came out or when they first played it, they were expecting a climbing game, a la Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Jr., something like that. But Donkey Kong 3 is very different. It's sort of like Galaga. It's a shooter. See, Donkey Kong's climbing right on the box, so you think it's a climbing game, and it's Donkey Kong. But it's a shooter. You control Stanley the Bugman, not Mario, unfortunately, but you're Stanley the Bugman, carried over from the Game & Watch series of games. And you shoot bugs and snakes and creatures to keep them from stealing the plants down below. And Donkey Kong, you got to shoot him too so he doesn't pounce down and get you. Great game, based on an exceptional arcade game. Maybe you don't consider it a hidden gem since it's a black box title and since it's a Donkey Kong game, but it's underrated. So perhaps you could call this hidden gems and underrated games, and you just don't hear enough good things about Donkey Kong 3. I love it. Now, Donkey Kong Jr. See, you go through here, you've got every release from A through L. And let's go on over to Felix the Cat. That's another underrated gem for the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. One of the 3 or 4 most iconic game consoles of all time, in my opinion. Felix the Cat is not unlike Super Mario Bros. It's a charming, cute, colorful, side-scrolling platformer. But it does have many differences, like Felix uses his bag of tricks, and he rides these different vehicles that you control. It is a lot of fun. I grew up watching Felix the Cat. Great cartoon. And just a fantastic platformer. It's a ton of fun. And it's just relaxing because it's not real difficult like a lot of NES games. And you can just kick back, relax, and enjoy it. If I just want something to chill to, if I'm not looking for a super, intense game, I'll just kick back and play some Felix the Cat, and you can probably beat it. It is a very beatable game, a ton of fun. I got mine when it was cheap back in the day. I've seen it, around $100, $80 for the cartridge maybe, and much more than that, complete. Great game. And let's go to Guerrilla War. I picked this game up. I discovered it at a retro gaming convention a few years ago. The guy selling it was just $12. It's gone up quite a bit since then. And it's a run and gun top-down game. Not unlike, Ikari Warriors, Commando, Rambo for the Master System, those kinds of games. And it is a ton of fun. Difficult, fast, one of the best games of its genre, and I dedicated 2 pages to this game. Wanted to give you guys a good look at the screenshots and this cool ad for the game that shows the original arcade version. Awesome. Let's go to Gun-Knack next. Gun-Knack, maybe you've never heard of it. It's an overhead vertical scrolling shooter. I'm not sure I'd call it bullet hell, but it is an intense and fun and exciting shooter. Like it a lot. Now, I'm a big fan of vertical shooters, and this one reminds me quite a bit of Blazing Lasers. And if you like Raiden and Xanac and games like that, you're going to have a good time with Gun-Knack. A lot of fun. And on the same spread here, Gunsmoke, another hidden gem for the NES. Gunsmoke is a Western-themed game, obviously by the cover. It's another vertical shooter, and you can shoot straight ahead and diagonally. And it's based on an arcade game, but the NES version is really cool because it adds a number of features. Like you can purchase weapons like a shotgun, a machine gun, magnum, and bombs. And you can purchase, maybe I just say buy, wanted posters, which must be acquired in each stage to reach that level's boss. Now, the reason, I like that. You have to, it's like some adventure elements there, RPG elements where you have to look for things and you can upgrade and all that kind of stuff. Really cool. I like when games take advantage of the console format by adding things like that for a deeper experience, since you can play again and again without inserting quarters. Next up is Jaws. Now, this is kind of ironic because I don't actually enjoy Jaws. I don't think it's a great game, but a lot of people do like it. So I'm going to call it a hidden gem, or at least an underrated game. Underrated by me for sure. Now, it's got a kind of a pointless top-down sequence, and then you go underwater and you got some shooting, which is not bad, and your confrontation where you try to ram the shark at the end of the game almost seems random to me whether you hit him or not. I'm just not a big fan of this game. There's some of the shooter action below the water, probably my favorite part of the game, but my son really loves it, as he relates here in this Insider Insight. He's an insider because he's my son, and he used to be the editor, I should say, of my Tales from a Retro Gamer YouTube show. At the time of this writing, he was still editing my YouTube channel, the edited episodes, but now I've gotten a professional editor now, which is nice. So some of these last few episodes you might have noticed. Steve Wojta, he is a big fan of the game as well. And Bill Kunkel, the legendary Electronic Games magazine co-founder, and one of the founders of video game journalism, is a big fan of Jaws as well. But I just never cared for it that much, so I underrate it. And I include a lot of opinions about these games for people other than me, like quotes from old magazines. And again, the Insider Insights were, people in the industry, programmers, developers, other authors, YouTubers, comment on the games. Let's talk about Lone Ranger for a minute. I bought this game for $2. It's another hidden gem, last but not least, at a video rental store years and years ago. And they were just clearing out some of their older games to make way for the 16-bit consoles. And they had this for $2 complete. And it's really cool to find a complete game at a rental store, because usually it's just the cartridge, especially when they get to the point where they're getting rid of them. But it is a deep game where you ride your faithful horse Silver. You can play poker. You can make friends with Indians, or Native Americans if you prefer. Talk to townsfolk. Shoot and punch bad guys to release money, extra bullets, and health hearts, and much more. Fantastic game, very deep. It even is compatible with the Zapper and the Laser Scope voice command optical targeting headset from Konami. Now, I would recommend the Zapper, because if you've ever used that headset before, it is terrible. All right, guys, there are 8 hidden gems for the NES by way of the NES Omnibus. And let me know in the comments, what are some of your hidden gems for the console? What are some games that you think are underappreciated, underrated, or little seen, little commented on, and that kind of thing? Now, the NES Omnibus is the follow-up to the SNES Omnibus. 2-volume set. And if you order books from me, I like to throw in things like these bookmarks. And I put in a little packet with maybe a signed item or two and just, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, check out the NES Omnibus on Amazon. You can also buy signed copies direct from me at brettweisswords.com. I will put links in the description of this video where you can buy the book. Thank you guys so much. There's a game that's hidden. It's just not a gem. All right, guys, I've kept you long enough. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I will talk to you guys later.